Hi Libra, welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Libra, this is your love reading starting today on the 28th of June. It's a bit delayed. I do apologize for that. I've been doing a lot of healing work and I post these videos as often as I can, and it's gonna look a bit like that, tiny bit more to the future. It feels like this pandemic really is on the out, like it's on its way out, but for some reason it has gotten more intense lately. It's more intense cases, not in the way that people are dying, but it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's more intense. It's less but more intense, but I still have quite a lot to do. So I do apologize that you've been waiting, but I'm here now, and let's do your reading. So specifically for Libra, for the very near future, for love, and I'm incorporating the frequency of the today's date. So 28 is beautiful. So number 2 is all about conversation, communication, and relationships. Number 8 is in the infinity sign. It's the strong manifestational sign number. It's that 2. It's strength, power, infinity. Is just really gorgeous. And then adding those two up, we have a completion. So something is completing around you. So let's see where that fits in your love reading. So we have this come out first. Wow, there's another 8. And there's a 5. Oh, wow. So we have, first and foremost, we have 3 pink borders and 3 pink borders of love. So the pink border is romantic love, and then we have a little sprinkle of the magician purple. 8, 5, and 6. So this is absolutely gorgeous. So I just want to feel into the energy a bit. So just bear with me. It's almost like we have a little bit of the past, present, and future. I don't know why the past is interesting. The past is interesting in the sense that you can change it. You have to look into a bit more of the quantum mechanics to truly get that one. But you can change your past if you want to, and it doesn't mean that you need to go back physically and change something, but it means that you really, literally, the way you think about your past, I don't know why this is significant, but it comes out. The way you think about your past, Libra, is not how the past was, right? Because when the past happened, you were in one type of energy. And when the minute you think, like right now, you think about your past, you have a new set of neurons in your brain. You have a new set of, you're a new person and version of yourself. So when you think back, there's no thinking back, there's creating the past again. So why not create it in the way that you wanted it to be, so that has ripple effects into the now, if that makes any sense. So, and I do apologize, the camera reverses the images. I know about it, and I'm keeping it in for now. It says number 8 of Ariel. So we have strong infinity here, strong number 8. So we have number 8 in the today's date, and then also the foundational card comes out with an 8. So we have, maybe you're seeing 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 88, 88, something like that, like in alignment, a lot of 8. Power, strength, infinity. It's so above, so below, so in heaven, so on earth. So there's something strong that you're bringing into earth right now. Something that you're doing that is really taking a hold. It's not, whatever you're doing, it's not fleeting. It's not just in the moment, like came in and then went out again. This is something you're prepared for, and you're getting ready for. It's a foundation, and it's for the long haul. That's how it feels like. And here it's something about you've gathered information. This is my gathering information and how you've received help in the past. And I think this is more the divine that has stepped in to help you. There's something about a book being in front of you, how you've like right there, there's a book in front of you. You're reading here now, and you're being like guided and directed towards this, to read this now, like this is what we're doing now. But there's something that, like, when you're ready, you're going to step into something completely different. It's going to be a completely different book altogether. So in terms of relationships, I feel like you lived a certain way before, when it came to relationships. The relationships has been very, and I don't want to disrespect anybody, because that's still how we do it. This is still how we live here. It's like in a very three-dimensional way. It's like you're falling for somebody, and you're doing the typical maybe movies and dinner, and you're starting your relationship, and the relationship is built on this and that, and it's like you have similar interests, you have different interests, you have one do this, the other do that, where should we live, like all the foundational, mundane, if you will, things that you put into a relationship. I feel like that's what we did before. It's like you're being pointed towards that, like, look, see how you did that before, and you're like, yeah, right, that's what I used to do. So that feels like it's almost like you're looking back into the past only to find what it was that you did, because you don't want to repeat the pattern. You don't want to step into the next relationship doing the same thing again. But I don't think it's like, okay, look back here and see what you can find, so that you don't make the same mistakes. Still in a 3D, it's almost like saying you're in a corporate situation, like you're in this business at this company, and you're supposed to go back and see where did it start to crumble, like where did it start to maybe not go so well, and you look into it, and you're still in the same company, you're still at your very same position, and now you're just taking on a new project, and you want to, like I said, you're still in the same company, you're doing the same chores almost. I don't know, the same duties. But like, how can we do it differently now to get a different result? How can we like view it differently? I want to say, in comparison in this relationship, this next time around, there's no the same company, there's no the same tasks, there's no going back to see what you did before to have it be better in next time around. This is an altogether different company. You're switching company, you're switching the town, you're even switching the country, just for the metaphor's sake. And you're not even reading like up in the same book, you're switching to a completely different manual. And this manual almost looks a bit magical to me. It's like, here's the formula, but it's not the formula for 3D. It's like we're stepping into something completely different here. And what I feel, why there's an interest to go back, why is the divine pointing out to you, like, see here what you did in the past. It's for you to think about it in the way, okay, so for instance, this is a way that people have been using in therapy for ages. It's nothing new. But I don't think that they actually literally shift the energy, and therefore shift the patterns, and therefore shift the timeline, so that you literally have a new future, because you recreate your past. So it's like you go back there, and if it was a particular scenario, so let's say you had a relationship and you wanted it to play out in a different way, and maybe you've been playing something over and over in your mind, and you want to go back and sort of redo the whole thing. So even though you're not going to end up maybe with this person again, maybe though it's not like having a completely different outcome, and it's not for you to have a different result. I just want to make that clear. It's not for you to go back and change something so that you can go back together with them, or so that you could fill in the blank. This is just to go back to make it feel good in the moment it didn't feel so good, if that makes sense. So for instance, let's say that this is not what I pick up. This is just an analogy for it. So for instance, let's say you were in a relationship and you broke up, and it was a really ugly breakup. And for future reference and for future good energy, you don't want to carry that energy around with you anymore. So you want to go back and sort of have this breakup in your mind, but do it in the way from now your better, clearer perspective, coming from the heart, having bigger understanding, greater understanding, more wisdom, and sort of look at it again. Whatever this is for you, Libra, put it in a situation for you. There's something about this that comes out so strong, that this is so important, that you clear up your past by going back. To put it in another, like where I know it's been used in therapy, it's like if somebody has maybe been ambushed, somebody has like jumped out of the bushes, and like there's a there's a person maybe attacking somebody. So they're attacking somebody from nowhere, and they're stealing their purse, they're stealing their bag, whatever this is, and it's like haunts them forever and ever. It's like they can't go outside now, they're afraid of the dark, they're afraid that somebody's going to jump out from behind the tree, they can't be home alone. It has all these different, effects. And so in therapy, you can go back and you can sort of see the whole scenario again. It's for healing purposes and to sort of reclaim your power. But we know better today. In quantum physics, you actually can go back and change this whole scenario. It actually takes a different route. Not that it makes any difference. Anyway, that's a whole other reading. But it's for you to reclaim your power, and it's for you to feel good in the moment. So what they would have done there is for the person to claim their power by maybe not taking a different route, so they don't have to see this person, because that's not reclaiming the power at all. But to actually have the person come up, but instead of feeling ambushed, or instead of losing your bag or your purse or whatever, handbag, you sense them coming, and you would play this out some way, somehow. And everything is allowed in your dream, everything in this scenario, everything is allowed. So if you turn around and you sort of almost chop the head off, because it's just for your vision, it's just for your power. It's like you can kick them in the stomach. You grab hold of their arm and you twist it around, and you just really throw them down on the ground and stomp on them for a bit. I know it sounds really harsh, and but this is nothing that you would do in reality. It's just to reclaim your power, and it's like for you to see that whole situation play out in a completely different scenario, and for you to reclaim your power, and to then, if it comes back to you still feel afraid, then to play that over and over again until you feel like you're really, really powerful, and then eventually not even return to it. So there's something about it in terms of your love life, in terms of this was a very, very strong scenario. This is like over the top comparison. This is what I mean with, if something happened in the past, if somebody was cheating on you, or if you were cheating on somebody, or somebody did something, which means that you're having trouble to move forward. There's something about moving forward. The next card is like, it's being really stale, it's being stagnant, you might even have like tested to date people and to be involved with people, but it doesn't really lead anywhere because it's very stagnant, and the energy around it sort of doesn't get into any flow. And that's due to the thing that has happened in the past, is what I feel. And it's for you to go back there, and you probably know instantaneously what I'm talking about. It's like, okay, yeah, I know what that is. Or just a couple of small incidents that has led up to this uncertainty, or almost feeling unworthy, depending on where you're at on this scale. But to sort of reclaim your power, go back, and if you saw somebody cheat at you, go in that room or go into that conversation and sort of own that conversation and play that out in your mind and sort of reset the whole past and redo the timeline for it, so the future energy is completely different. Not to have an outcome, not to have somebody back, not to go back anywhere. It's just for you to clean up that energy, okay? I hope this makes sense, and for some reason this is very important. Even though it's just for a few people, it's very important for me to deliver this message today. And the number 8 is there. Love is there. 8 is like what you put out will come back. What you put out will come back. So it's like a never-ending cycle like that. What you put out will come back, right? So this is good karma, and we already talked about this. This is number 5. 5 is change in your life path, and so you're completely changing. You're changing everything by going back, visiting the past, and not to repeat that one single more time what happened in the past so that you can't move forward. It's just to look at what happened, play it out in a different scenario, and this that was now a minute ago, this was your okay, I hope you follow me here. This was your past. This is your past. And due to your old past, this was your future. This was your now that you're sort of having stagnant. It might all look like lovey-dovey in the very beginning. It's like all roses and all good. But eventually, you know, the energy catches you and you remember certain things, or you can't move on because blah, blah, blah. Now we go back and we replay that. We redo the past. And then we have a completely... So I love that we have first have number 5 and then we have number 6. So instead of 5, we're changing the life path and we're stepping into number 6, which still, we're still in the same energy. We're still in love. We're still having Ariel, the love angel, with us. Number 6 now, instead of being stagnant and instead of sort of wanting to protect yourself and have a guard up and not knowing whether to move forward or to just lock yourself up, I want to say, or scare people away. Scare people away because you come on so strong somehow, some way. It's still a defense mechanism. It won't be anymore. 6 of Ariel means... You've gone back to the past, you've redone the energy, so it feels good. Whatever happened, you're reclaiming your power. So now we have a different future. Because you changed your past, you have now a different future, and your new future is now. And it's 6 of Ariel. 6 is all about the completeness of you, the wholeness of you, how you're now in tune with yourself. You're in tune with your inner being. With everything that exists, you're like one with everything. Instead of feeling separated from everything and feeling like you are stagnant and can't move forward. Just feel the difference in these cards. How the one is cold and stagnant and icy, and how one is so super warm and friendly and calm and open. And this card is all about fruit, how it's bearing fruit. But I just want to say, this has served you so well. I wouldn't undo anything in the sense that I'm not sitting here saying I wished that this didn't happen for you, because I do. Because you wouldn't even be aware, you wouldn't even be here to receive this information about how you can go back and shift your past to then have a different future. Wouldn't it be for the not awareness of that created this future for a while, right? So you don't want to undo it. We just want to redo it. So we want the previous future, but we also want we want the new future as well. This is quantum everywhere. So I hope you follow me. So this is bearing fruit. You're coming out of this in such a beautiful way. This is bearing fruit. And we have the Magician card here coming out. So you're really playing around with this now. We're going back and forth for you to create a completely different love life for yourself. Completely different connections with other people. And I think it's due to, I know it's more and more people that are sort of somewhat breaking apart from relationships, or somewhat really finding themselves before stepping into a new gorgeous relationship. It's just those times right now to sort of focus on yourself if you're awakened, and if you're looking to sort of empower yourself. But I'm gonna go into the extended and see what else I can find. If you're still more focused on this quantum thing, or if it's just really actually about the relationship, I can't tell. So just feel if it resonates with you, and if you want to come listen to it, then it's a link in the description box down below. If this is where we go our separate ways, then thank you so much for watching, Libra, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care.